Hello and welcome to BFFs Wine and Tell, our spicy, saucy, and sassy podcast on life and its many myriad experiences.
Told through the eyes of two besties who have probably seen it all.
Love, heartbreak,
Success, failure.
loneliness, companionship, you name it.
We talk life, but we make it light.
So come along with us on this journey. You will laugh,
You may wipe a tear or two.
but you'll most definitely say,
Oh man, I can totes relate to that.
oh, by the way, what's your color of choice?
Huh?
Wine, I meant red or white. Bring a glass or a bottle along, babe,
And grab your bestie.
because the fun has just begun. So like, subscribe, and share with your besties. Cheers! Hello and welcome to yet another amazing episode of BFFs Wine and Tell, our spicy, saucy, and sassy podcast based on life and its many myriad experiences. And today, love, who do we have? Okay, she has had a little bit of a wine even before the recording started.
Am I not your friend?
I was made to gulp down a glass of wine, okay?
It's called liquid courage. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud to introduce on our podcast, our guest, my very, very good friend who I have known for I don't know how long, Palak.
20 years? More
20 years? Are you trying to reveal my age or what?
No, you just got to know her when you were 5, right? Childhood friend.
Oh yeah, childhood friend. Correct, correct.
Yeah.
So Palak actually went to college with my sister. She's my sister's best friend, and therefore she's like a sister to me. So it's quite literally best friends.
Yes.
Wine and Tell today.
Yes,
right, Palak?
why-
And
You're
now
talking
that
about
we're
wine.
talking about back in the day,
Oh, I
I
thought
used
you
to
said
be
talking
her
about
fan.
wine.
I'm telling you, I used
What,
to be
my
her fan.
fan?
Whose fan? Her fan?
Her fan.
Oh, I thought you were best friend's
Dipashree's.
fan.
And
Do tell, I love
yes,
praise.
I'm telling you. And so I had this picture. I don't know. It was LSR picture, and it's with you and Annie. And I took it from Annie. Annie's like, "What are you gonna do with this picture?" I was like, "No, I love your sister so much.
Oh, that's
I
so
still have that picture,
Oh,
and I still love you."
oh. So, like I said, Palak and my sister Ananta, who is fondly called Annie, went to college together. They lived in the same hostel, and of course, I used to visit them in Delhi, in India. So that's how long I've known Palak for. I've seen her get married. I have seen her have her daughter.
Let's
and
not talk about me getting married.
that is a story we will address very soon. And now she's actually visiting Singapore on her way to Tokyo. So we managed to snag her for a couple of hours to record this session. So thank you so much, Palak.
I know.
And I just landed, by the way, and I
Yeah.
showered. I came here,
And that's how
just
you
so
look.
you all know.
Yeah, I know that's how you look.
Just like
That's not allowed.
I'll take that as a compliment.
And she hasn't even drunk the wine.
Okay.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers. Thank you and
Cheers
welcome
to
to
you.
BFFs
Besties.
Yes.
Wine and Tell.
Thank you.
Marcus D.
Good wine.
Montejo. All right. So just so that all of our guests know, Palak is a big time content creator in India.
Influenza.
Influencer,
Time.
baby. Okay, so
Influenza.
I always
Nowhere
do.
close.
I know. She does.
Oh, really?
Used to get so pissed. Not anymore.
You used to
I'm
say
used
that?
I used to say
Yes,
that. I used
yes.
to I used to call her
Yes.
influenza.
I know.
I mean, I respect influencers a lot, but not all of them.
Please, now just because you're on camera, I respect all of them. No, you don't.
I don't respect
Stop
all
lying.
of them. I said some of them.
Okay, this is getting heated up. All right, drink more.
Okay, let's start with a personal question, and I know that's related to the work that you do as well. I imagine that can't be easy when the two intertwine. So you're raising a daughter, lovely Ira, in India, while being a public figure, while being in the public eye. Did you ever feel judged for how you parent her, especially when I know you're trying so hard to shield her from the world that you actually are trying to influence? Because I know the content that you create is around parenting
yeah.
very focused on that. I know there's a bit of fashion thrown in, but how do the two worlds collide?
So yes, my daughter and I are judged every other day. And, there's this silent expectation from her to be just a perfect child. And, she has to behave in a perfect way. She has to behave in a certain way, which I feel is not fair. She's just a child. She's growing up. She's learning. She's exploring. I've seen people, oh my God, she's Palak's daughter. Look how she's behaving. Sometimes she does make a mistake. And this is just like, a few days ago, where unintentionally, she hurt somebody and the parent called me, oh my God, you talk so much on Instagram and look at your daughter. And I was like, hang on. I always, whenever she's making a mistake, love, I always correct her, I always guide her, but I don't like that, association of my page with my daughter. She's a child, she's bound to make mistakes. And I tell her it's absolutely fine if you make a mistake. No harm, right? It's just part of growing up and it's just being human.
Yeah.
So I think she deserves the freedom to grow without the burden of living it up. What do you say?
The expectation that comes from you being famous.
Yeah, that image, just that, that image. I mean, I feel that, she shouldn't be judged. And every other day I feel, because like you talk so much about parenting, just because, I'm a content blogger and I write about parenting, I talk about parenting so much. So I feel she and I do get judged, which I think is just not fair.
Yeah.
So but this is how it is. So
yeah. And I know, love, you usually don't put Talia and Elias on your...
My personal page.
Yeah, which is open only to friends. But have you ever personally felt or been, confronted with a similar situation where the two worlds have collided? Because I know you are also very active on Instagram, on social media. But the kids are a different world, right? Do the two worlds ever collide?
First of all, I'm not an influencer.
I mean, she's just underplaying it. Let's just... Like this moment, by the way, Palak, anything you need to get done in Singapore, wink, wink, including a murder, she can get it done. Not a murder.
Okay, Watch what you're saying.
Okay, the other day, I'll just tell you, I wanted to organize an event at a very short notice and I needed a photographer. Guess who gave me the name of 20 photographers?
Really?
So
she's
very
not
well,
an influencer.
exactly. So she toned it down.
But I see that whenever I see her page, she has that in her.
Exactly.
I kid you not. Seriously, you're hot, and and nobody can.
More.
No, but seriously though, like, do you ever feel the pressure for them to be like what kids are like on social media? Or
So
like
first of all,
kids?
I really admire the work that she does on social media. I respect the fact that she hides her daughter's face on social media, which I think you should, given all the perverts out there. You don't know what they will do to your to your kids' photos and videos. I haven't felt that pressure so far, also because I don't give a damn. And to the episode of your daughter hurting someone, I must tell you, I shared this photo of my 2-year-old.
Oh, did you watch that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, but I'm telling you my experience of
a
photo that the teacher sent from my daughter's school of a bite mark on a boy's hand because my daughter had bitten that boy, and you can see the whole 32 teeth mark on the 32, maybe a 2-year-old. How many teeth they have? So anyway, you can see that. So my first reaction was, what was the scene? Right? Like,
absolutely.
It could be self-defense or something.
100%.
So apparently they were playing over it, a toy. She had the toy and the boy wanted it.
Right.
And they were fighting over it and she bit him in defense. So my daughter won, that boy 0. I'm like, yes, girl power. But at the same time, I also had to teach her, like, whatever the situation that you are in a confrontation situation, never hurt the person because anything can go south.
Right.
Because even if it's the other party's fault, because of you hurting that person,
absolutely, I agree.
Will eventually be your fault. Imagine explaining this to a 2-year-old. But my husband was also doing that explanation, and then he was like, did she register anything? I said, I don't think so. Let's just try to imagine that you went into a subconscious mind somewhere.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree that sometimes being on the internet can get all these savage comments and remarks. Just show them this.
I know, but
Yes, read between the lines.
I do think, and speaking for Palak, I do think it's very difficult in India to do that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
100%. Like I said, no, everything,
Yeah.
whatever I'm doing, I am talking about parenting. I'm correcting my child. First of all, I have problems with parents who do not correct their child when they are seeing. I mean, I'm not saying every child is perfect. At least just show them, guide them. You're not even correcting them. You're not guiding them. It just can really backfire.
So that's probably what the mother thought, that maybe you are also not guiding your
and
child in
Lau,
that
when
situation
I
happen,
told
right?
her, I'm sorry and I will definitely get into it. I will talk to Ira.
Yeah.
And she was taken aback. She was like flabbergasted. She's like, are you saying this because whoever parent she's reached out to, they're like, no, my child is perfect. My child cannot make a mistake.
Oh, like that.
Yes,
They
and
became
she's like,
defensive.
yeah, and then she's like, till now, day before yesterday, she still sent me that message. I cannot believe that you took it up so well, because see, half of the time they're at school, they're in classes. I don't know what she's doing. Like I said, she's not a perfect child. I'm correcting her whenever I'm seeing her. You see my child, you're free to correct her. But just like blindly trusting your child, which in a way maybe is okay, but when somebody is saying that you're hurting somebody, you need to correct. Like you said, emotions for me is very, very important. Like you were saying, it's you need to guide your child, you need to correct your child, and this is what I've been doing with my child, but still people do judge you, to be honest.
So
I don't know if it is only in India.
She does correct and discipline her child, okay?
Yes.
I feel so equipped to contribute to this topic, given that I have 0 children of my own.
How about your sister?
enough
How about
now.
your sister? How about your sister? Are you correcting her or is she correcting?
But I do recall that in our childhood, any comment that came from the neighbor, we would get one tight
sister.
slap.
Her sister was like very difficult child. I want to ask this.
Are you talking about your best friend?
Yes,
Okay,
my God.
Since how old you all know each other?
And
But she knows about our childhood also.
Like
and
how,
that's a
since how
separate
old?
topic.
Since how old?
I mean, when they were in college, so like
Oh.
they were
16, 17. But I feel like, I've known her for
Forever.
childhood.
Yeah, childhood only.
Yeah.
We are
Now she's-
calculating.
Yeah, I know. But tell me, everyone glamorizes being like a content creator. But what's the one ugly truth about this job that no one warns you about? I know that you're forever looking, like I remember going out for dinner with you and you're looking at like an opportunity to create content, because I have started doing that. And the other day we had a shoot day. I'm not kidding. I was sweating all over. And after that, I was like, that's it. I can't do anything
And I was like,
anymore.
she has experience on camera. Why is she even like sweating?
But I
you know?
haven't done it like as a day job for very long.
So are you trying to say wherever I get an opportunity, I'm like, shoot, what I
But you
can
have
get?
no choice.
Yeah, no, but I
have no
don't.
choice.
Yeah,
But what's the one
my-
ugly truth that no one tells you about?
Honestly,
when you,
because there's really no ugly truth.
do you
Being
enjoy
a
every part of it?
Because it's fun for me. I was just coming to that. It totally depends on how much you letting it affect you. I started content creation for fun, and today also I see it that way. Honestly, I do not post and look at my reels and inside, oh my God, how well am I doing? If it does well, great. If it's getting me collaborations, even better. I know people, they've been doing this content creation for years, before even I started till now, they get jitters, they get anxious before posting everything, because for them it's stressful, because they put their life and so much effort that their life is all around Instagram. For me, it's just stress buster. I like stalking people. I like just for fun.
She likes
So
talking to people.
stalker, give me a high five, lady.
I'm
Yeah,
not a
she's-
stalker. Why are you high-fiving
She's
me?
that
I'm
one
sure.
friend.
And
In
she's giving me
1
those
hour,
looks. Yeah.
In 1 hour, she can find everything about a person, their grandmother, their grandmother's Mexican relative.
I feel
their
seen.
Cayman Islands
feel
bank
seen.
account. Cayman Islands bank account, everything is in your inbox the next morning. Don't you worry. And the 10 photographers in
Yeah, see,
Singapore.
oh my God,
okay.
love, you
Guilty,
have
guilty.
to become an influencer.
She is.
I'm telling you, she is.
She
yeah.
is.
And I
She's
like
just
what she
toned
does.
it
Whatever
down.
I've
Yeah.
seen,
It's a very
I think you
different kind
started, yeah, you should. You're so hot. You dance so well.
I love that you are just looking at her and saying you're so hot. What the hell is going on here?
No, because
I was the one who served her the wine. That's why.
no, because
At this point, I must thank Delicate Wines
Yes,
and
you must.
Jenna,
I'll-
our lovely woman
thank you,
run
Jenna.
business,
Thank you.
Clearly, these conversations are not delicate.
Exactly, Jenna. Thank you so much. But why is Palak drinking your wine
It
and
is so
calling
good.
my best
It
friend
is
hot
so
while
good.
I'm sitting here
It is
feeling
so
like
good.
a floozy?
And to be honest, she's drinking more than us. Look at her glass right now.
That's true.
But
That's
isn't this wine
it
so
is good.
easy?
It is good.
It's rich.
It is.
It's got this toasted oak
It
flavors,
is.
right?
It is.
The thing is that for me, I like only two kinds of red wines. It's got to be fruity and light, and it's got to have either a woody.
It's not
toasted
very
flavors.
dry also.
Exactly.
No, it's not very dry.
And
Otherwise,
it's
I
got
feel like
both, and I'm like,
yeah,
ooh la
it's
la,
good.
I'm like a sommelier.
Yeah, feeling hot already. Happy?
Clearly, Palak thinks only you are
you know,
hot.
and no. She wears like such. Should I
Because she
say it
hardly
here?
sees
By the
any.
way, she gets the most amazing clothes.
Yes.
Oh, love.
You,
No,
you.
me.
We
Oh,
talking about
finally.
you.
Okay.
To be honest, this dress was bought by her.
Really?
Like half of my wardrobe, or maybe 3/4 of my wardrobe, my dresses and clothes are
I
bought by
think
her.
at this time it's half. Let's be honest.
And I'm not gonna say this on
Say
my,
it, say
no,
it.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
Sorry,
I have
I'm-
bought you some of your best clothes. Just say
Yes, on my Instagram page, whatever. See, it's all bought by her.
Wouldn't she comment like no
Every
credits?
comment, and whenever I am getting those clothes, she's like,
Credits, please.
yes, please.
Yeah,
No, I
exactly.
never say credits, please.
Oh,
These days
please.
I'm more
You like-
sophisticated.
Oh.
I say nice clothes. Gucci mama, nice clothes. I wonder where they came from. Something like that. But I must say at this point that whoever has a good style sense, like you ladies both, I love shopping for you. Whoever doesn't,
Thank
it is
you.
a pain. I'm like, how to
But you
shop
can be
for
a good
bad clothes?
stylist also, Didi. You know, it's that market is booming. That you know, personal
The
stylist.
problem with me, Palak, I can be a good anything. So I need
That's
to
true.
channel
Oh my
my
god, I always
No
tell her she's a
humility.
hustler. That's
Yeah.
true. One woman I know who can do anything without cribbing is Didi. Any
Without
day.
cribbing, you said?
Without cribbing.
Oh, okay.
Only because I was 10 minutes
Just
late
letting
today.
you know that crib bang is here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't come to us.
Exactly. But tell me, you said that content creation is fun for you, but I also know it's a lot of hard work.
100%.
But tell me, do you care about metrics and results? Be honest. Have you ever posted something that didn't feel authentically Palak, but you still posted it because you knew it would get you the views, the likes, the engagement?
Oh, it's the other way around. No, never.
Never. Not
never.
even once?
Not even once.
Okay.
Just because I'll get the views. No. So the other day, it's just a couple of months ago, it's the other way around. I was supposed to deliver something and that brand, and I completely forgot about it. I had all the the videos and I completely forgot about it. And I'm like, 11 o'clock, the brand manager is like, where is the reel? And I'm like, oh my God, I have not even prepared anything. I have not done the videos, nothing. 11 o'clock already. And then
It's supposed to go live at 11.
11 o'clock, and I completely forgot about it. I have no idea how and why. And it was a paid collaboration. It was good. And mostly Sundays I do not post anything because the insights, because it's a brand thing.
Yeah.
I don't
Brands
post
don't
because
prefer Sundays. Yeah.
But mine was Sunday because there were a couple of other bloggers also, creators who were posting, but I completely forgot. I was like, it's okay. And to be honest, I had this at the back of my mind. I got Sundays. It's not gonna do well. It's okay. Whatever I have, let me post. I posted at I think 11:20 or something. That bloody hell reel went viral.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I just posted it, because I had to post. I didn't have anything and it was a Sunday. I was like, let me just post it because I know it's not going to do well. I had no voiceovers. I just, created those hooks and captions and I posted that. Reel went viral within minutes and I'm like, bang. So that way I have done, but not because, my personal thing, I want to I'll get views. No. And now because we're talking about this, yes, sometimes I have nothing to post on Instagram, but I have to keep get my page going.
Yeah.
So I will post anything, whatever, because I have not posted in a while, but not because I'm going to get views, not because, okay, let's just post it, but just to get my page going. Yes, I'll be honest.
keep it
I
active.
Have, yes, I have.
No, I don't judge because I'll tell you it's
Yes.
like me showing up for work. No, it is. We go to
Because you
work.
have to do it, right?
You have to do it.
Yeah.
It's like any other
That's
job. I
true.
don't
That's
know
a
why
good
people make
example.
such a big deal of it. There are days where I have terrible migraine, and it's you know it, where
I know.
you cannot get up from bed. But you go because it's mandatory. There are meetings that you have to show up for. There are contracts that need to be signed. There are things that without your approval on the system won't go. That's that. Why are we making such a big deal out of it? It is what it is, right? But I think what I find about your content, I would say honestly 99% of your feed feels very authentically you to me, because, and I know you. It doesn't feel artifice.
But I don't know her, but it does sound genuine.
It feels. Some of the... Maybe I have a thing against the Bombay Society, Fashion Society.
I'm sure.
I guess they're your friends, so I can't
No,
badmouth them
please. On Instagram? Please name them.
Oh, okay. No. I don't want to. They're all very fashionable looking people, so I don't get them.
I know who you're talking about.
I don't know.
But
no clue.
They look very fashionable to me. So that part I don't get, but I get that that's also a part of the job. Like I don't get a lot of my job. So but I get it. So I also see that you're trying to create multiple content pillars, and we talked about it. So parenting is definitely the biggest pillar.
Right.
There is definitely a slight not deviation, but like a distinct pillar that's coming up on a little bit of fashion. Then there's travel. Am
Mostly
I right
on
to
stories.
say that?
Yes. Travel, fashion, it mostly comes on stories. But
why not do more of fashion?
I don't know. Can I tell you
consciously?
something?
Yeah, you should do more of fashion.
Really camera shy. You won't believe I am.
But look at the clothes.
But God has gifted you a face for the camera.
Exactly.
I know.
And the clothes that
are
somebody
supplied. Gifted. Yeah.
You're going at it again.
Don't you see it's a circular economy?
Okay.
We're helping each other.
Right.
Yeah. Then maybe one day I can become a stylist.
So parenting, fashion and travel. Love for travel is just...
Beautiful. Very clear.
And very honest. Like it's all raw. It's not like filtered. I haven't done it. Let me just shoot this and post it.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
No me
I just
too
cannot
involved.
do it.
There's nothing wrong with me too, sis. You just got Botox. I'm just saying that we talked about her 2.0 as well. And we said, what would that look like? So her value proposition actually looks very nice if she does this pillar. So we'll talk about it. Let's talk about family for a bit now. Let's talk about your husband, one of my favorite people.
And so can we talk about...
We will. Yeah. Jeez. Okay, fine, we'll talk about it. So basically, I must admit at this point that when Palak decided and announced to the world at a very young age. How young were you when you married?
I'm not telling you that.
No, but you have to. Otherwise, the context is lost.
No, I'm 30 right now. So
you're 30 right. She just turned 41, ladies and gentlemen.
Excuse me, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I don't know.
Yeah. How old were you
Come
when
on,
you married him?
I'm not telling you that. Can we please edit
To be
that?
honest, I really bought the fact that you were 30 when you mentioned.
How can she be 30 if she and my sister was 16
No, but when she said
college?
she's 30, I really thought she was 30.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She was
Yes,
in her
guys.
early 20s when she married her husband. I thought
Nothing wrong with that. What?
Correct. But I thought that, it was too premature a decision. And I said, you don't know him well, so I don't support this decision.
It was a very serious conversation. It wasn't like how she's telling, like, please, this, that. She sat me down. I still remember
She
that
gave you
house.
shit, just say it.
She gave me shit and she was judging me.
I gave you polite shit
No,
and I did not
that's
judge
not true.
you. Okay, never mind. This is now being spiced. But that man is a gem of a person. He has been there in situations with me, for me, standing with me when there were very few people standing. So he's the brother that I never had. So let's talk about him for a bit. In a world that often underplays men's emotional roles, how crucial has Gaurav, or Bits as we call him, been in your journey? And has there been any tension when, let's say, the spotlight has moved to you?
Oh, he loves when the spotlight is on me. He loves it. He's like my vibe. He's like always, and he's the one who's pushed me to create content because he could see that in me, and he's like, his dream is that I'm running the house and he's just taking care of the family and he's just being at home. It's his dream.
Beautiful. I love
he's
that.
the most supportive husband one can ask for, and he's always supported me, and I say it and it's done. So, even when I think about it, he's like, okay, just say it. Don't think about it. It's just already done. So he's like that. So sometimes, I always tell my family, I'm scared to tell him something because
It'll be
he's
done.
like, it's just done.
Except that he left his clothes on the floor the other day.
But when I sent you guys that picture, it was done. It was already. He's like, why are you sending them picture? I will get up and do it.
But he is truly amazing. Yeah, he is.
He's a great husband. He's a great father. He's a good son. I'm not saying a great son. He's a good son.
You do know that he's going to be listening to this, right? Bits. I
and
didn't
his
make
mom
her say
also.
that. Yeah.
He's a good son, but he's a fantastic husband.
I always say for ladies who are ambitious, the biggest, and I don't mean it in a calculative way. Honestly, I've learned the very hard way that the biggest investment you'll ever make is the partner you choose. The other day, my husband and I, we were watching something, and in that they show that the wife is the CEO and the husband is portrayed as someone who's very supportive, and he's called the Prince Charming. And he looks at me and says, "Oh, in some years that'll be us." I was like, "Oh my God, this man! He took a lot of frogs to find this prince." And the other day, I said, the girl who played with fire is one of my favorite movies. He looked at me and said, "That's you." I was like, "Oh my God, this guy is just getting better and better at compliments." He is, So I think I have made several wrong choices. We shall not publicly name them. Very wrong. She has seen them. You have seen them. But it feels right now. Yeah. Touch wood. Yeah. Tell me something. Going back to your work, right? In an industry, like I feel like this is an industry in content creation. We are all in some way in that industry. Friendships are currency. We lean on each other for favors, for contacts, for shoots, etc. Have you ever been betrayed by someone who you thought were a real friend?
No.
So lucky.
I know, because right? I tell you why. Because I maintain my distance, from, the whole content creation people, they have these parties. I just try to maintain my distance. So I am close to people, but not that close that, I will be betrayed by somebody. And I'm harmless. I'm a small fish in the pond. You know what I mean? So I'm harmless. I'm not, usually that happens when you competing with somebody. I'm not competing with anybody. I am just like doing my thing. I stay in my lane, do my thing, and that's done. So I've never been.
Why do you say you are harmless?
I'm harmless because there are like other people who have big numbers, and they also making the same content what the other people are making. So sometimes that competition happens, to be honest.
So I do have a decentish following on another platform, which is LinkedIn.
Of course, you
get to that stage, right?
Decent, you said?
Yes, she is like a queen.
No, I'm not.
She is a queen.
People keep it professional over there, yeah? But sometimes it does get vicious.
I'm sure.
I remember 2 occasions, and I think I've told you about one, which was... One was long back. It got really vicious.
I think I remember that. I remember you discussing it with...
Yeah.
Yes. It was long back.
It was long back.
I remember that.
Because only women's photos can get trolled like this. It was just a photo of me in a sari and celebrating, I think, 3 years at that time at Netflix. It had... Till date, I think it has about 50,000 likes, okay? And all I said was 3 years at Netflix, 3 lessons learned, and incredibly grateful. Because, I mean, no shade, I love that. I loved working in that company, right? It changed me as a person and as a professional. There's a certain section of 60 plus comments of men amongst themselves arguing that I got the job because of how I look.
Oh.
And then a certain section of men jumping in saying, "How dare you say that? Would you ever say that to a man?"
Yeah.
So that was one section.
True.
Then the other, which was recent, where someone's... I posted a video, one of my first videos, which will now become Rich Is Your Color, which was at that point in time called Cash Talk Tuesdays, where the first video, which didn't get that much, but on LinkedIn, I guess 500, 700 likes is great, and it got almost 1 million impressions. So I basically started by saying that the society thinks that women are bad with money. That's just a way to keep you out of it. If you tell me I'm bad at baseball, I'll never play baseball.
Yeah.
Or if you tell me I'm bad at badminton, I'll never play badminton. But maybe I'm not bad at it if once you give me the racket and the court.
Ask me, you are like too good with money.
No, I'm not too good. I learned
I have
to be.
seen your diaries, like $1 here, 50 cents here. Have you seen?
Yeah, the
seen
cents. Yes, I agree. Yeah.
How does that happen?
That's why
looking at her, and I try to doing it on my notes. How should she do? You still do it on your diary?
No, I have
notes, right?
Notes.
She probably has an Excel
I will
now,
start
right?
like full on, like, and by evening I'm like, I have no idea where did I spend that $1,000.
Of course, I don't keep any more records, but I obviously know on a monthly basis. So this guy, people are saying this is amazing, this point of view, this is what we need. You know what he says? He's a CA with exactly 25 followers. He says, if you were so financially well off, you would have corrected your teeth by now. So this is what I always draw the longer line. Have I not been trolled about my teeth? Why is it anyone's business?
Absolutely.
I love it, and I'm going to correct it the day I want to. Do I have the money to do it? Yes, tomorrow in full cash. I just don't have the patience to do it. Right? I couldn't be bothered. Then, so I replied to him. I said, while that's none of your business, I do have the money. It is my own desire to keep them like that. Also, sir, please, and I've always died to say this, please just Google who you're talking to. The problem is that I did not take a screenshot of his comment. I do not like arrogance. I do not like cockiness.
Yeah.
But when someone falls to that level, you have to play the
100%, absolutely.
He immediately deleted that comment, but I still have the screenshot of his comment
When was this?
and my comment. This was just last year, late last year.
Recently.
Yeah. So this actually brings me to the question that I wanted to ask you. Trolls can get vicious. So actually, Guru told me that you never fall to their. You should never fall to their level.
Yeah,
but be honest.
absolutely.
Was there ever a comment or a rumor besides the one that you actually told us that shook you, even when you thought that you were being thick-skinned?
Not really. Something silly, usually like I talk about parenting and I talk about, healthy tiffin ideas. So
Yeah, I love that.
Can you imagine like something so silly? Usually I give healthy lunchbox to Ida, and once in a while, maybe once in 3 months, I would put Maggie.
Yeah.
And for that day, people were sending messages like, oh, you act like you're one of those mothers who,
mums.
healthy moms, and you giving poison to your daughter and you fake this, that. And I had like more than 100 people who unfollowed me just because of that Maggie story. So now it's become a thing. Of course, many people supported also, but now it's become a thing. It's become a joke. Oh my God. Warning, Maggie coming your way. So, in my story. So yes, that way. Otherwise, for fun also, many people were like, ask if I'm getting divorced, would I marry somebody else? Just like for fun. Yeah.
God.
Yeah. And some people, I've never said that publicly, but some people I know. So that I find like really cringe. Like
Because, I'll tell
I
you-
know them, and how can you talk to me the next day? Like I meet you every other day.
I remember commenting on a certain influencer's post. So she was driving in a car, and the reel is about her husband checking her phone if it's on WhatsApp, but if it's on ChatGPT, she throws her phone out the window. But she was throwing a phone cover. So out of jest, I just commented on her reel saying not her throwing a phone cover. And that got like thousands of likes on the comment, but on that comment. But there was someone who commented saying, "Not you judging her for throwing a phone cover. I'm sure you would." And I'm like, God bless you, sister. If that's what you think, let it stay that way. Like people, such people exist, and to be honest, there's so much. I think there's so much. One, I would say jealousy. 2, they are hurting themselves somewhere. And 3,
they're insecure, I feel.
Insecure, and they're just like, the day that they wake up, like, whose life can I fuck up today?
100%. That's what it is.
Yeah.
This is exactly what it is.
And I'll tell you, I love social media. I'm not going to lie, but this is one of the ills of social media.
Yeah.
It allows you to go behind the cover of a screen and an unidentified profile and say whatever the hell you can't say it in person, become another person and say all this rubbish.
Correct. We call them keyboard warriors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that is unaccepted. Let's not
I don't know
unacceptable.
why.
I'm sorry, that's not required.
Children, if they don't eat Maggie, we grew up. I personally don't like Maggie, but
I love Maggie.
No,
I
don't
used
like.
to love Maggie, but to be honest, after you eat kind of like really good, healthy
Healthy
clean food, Maggie feels like plastic.
Of
I'm
course.
sorry, Maggie.
Absolutely. I know.
Yeah.
I dislike
What
it,
if
but
Maggie was going to sponsor our podcast, love? Like, what is going on? Like, I mean,
No, my daughter loves Maggie.
Yeah, me too.
Sponsor us wine. We don't need Maggie.
Okay, guys, for both of you, I have one question. What is one myth about motherhood you wish more people would stop glamorizing? Love, you go first.
People think I really do it all.
But you do.
Who's doing
No,
it
I
then?
don't. I have a helper, and I pay her money.
Of course, as every mother should have a helper.
I don't think I can do what I do without a helper.
I didn't have a helper, but
But you don't have a helper, so
I didn't have a helper.
didn't?
Never.
Wow.
But now you do, right?
For house, not for Ira. She's a grown-up girl now. She doesn't need.
but like there is a helper. Like whatever
is a
capacity
helper.
you use her in,
For cooking?
do you?
No, I have a helper for cooking and taking care of the house, but nobody for Ira ever. But which is absolutely fine. I think if I think about it, I should have had a helper.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not
Why
saying
did
I
you not?
wasted. Sorry.
Why did you choose not to?
Because Didi, that time I chose to be with her and I wasn't doing anything that time, so I had all the time to myself,
okay.
and that was
And you enjoyed it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a decision that Bits and I took to it.
Yeah, so for me is people think that I can do it all because I show like as though I'm doing it all, but to be honest, it's a really, really tough job to do what you want to do at the same time raise your kids. So when it comes to the glamour part, it's not glamorous at all. I am a total lion at home. Like I scream, I shout. No one sees that part. Everybody sees because that's what you post on social
Exactly,
media.
but that's what you
I'm
post,
good with my
right?
kid.
Yeah.
That's what. Let's say I
You
know
want me
that
to post about me screaming at my
No,
kids?
but I'm saying, okay, let me just step back. I'm saying you post about you doing it all, but you want people to see it. Otherwise, how can they? They are only seeing what you're posting, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So, but then you can't blame them. I know about the lion part.
Yeah.
They don't.
Why do they complain to you?
Who, the kids?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
true.
sleepovers with them.
Not yeah, right.
babysit them?
Please, she hardly comes home to see them. Okay,
This
I have
part
to be the
will
one.
be edited out.
I have to be the one messaging her.
This
They are
part
going to
will be
forget
edited
your
out.
face. You are not coming home to
They will
see
never
them.
forget this face.
No, so
Palak-
to be honest,
Yeah.
I do a lot. I do a lot for the kids.
I'm sure.
And professionally,
She's
also
insane.
I do
I
a
don't
lot.
know how she does it.
Also, I also ask myself that question: how do I do it? But if not for help at home, like even the Korea trip, I asked my husband. I said, "Can I go for the Korea trip because my tickets have already been booked without me being in the plan?" Like she forcefully booked my tickets
she
for me
didn't
to
end up
go,
going.
and she's like, "You need this break." And I asked my husband, "Can I go for the Korea trip?" He said, "Yeah, I'll be here. I'll take care of the kids. Fine." I didn't have any anxiety. Yeah. I'm like, okay, the helper is there, the husband is there, he's the
They'll
father of the
manage.
kids,
Yeah,
they
of
can manage
course.
their life,
of
you know.
course.
And I went for my trip guilt-free.
How was it?
So it was so good.
Yeah,
I'm waiting
just because
to...
you went without the kids.
Exactly. Yeah. So people think that yes, I cannot live without my kids. My kids are everything.
course.
But I also take time out for myself. And they're like, when I go for partying, they're like, how are you able to go partying when your kids are home? But they're sleeping what? When they're sleeping, I go dancing. What's the problem?
Yeah,
You know?
I think with her, because I see it on a very close basis, I think with her, she knows she has two skills. One is she's hugely disciplined. She'll go partying, but the next day she's also at the gym. The second thing, she knows how to compartmentalize very well. For her, it's like, yes, if they are
How do you
sleeping,
go to the gym? I want to ask because I try very hard and I'm
But
like,
you also
no.
do that.
Yeah,
So
but
you're
not like 8 o'clock or 7
No,
o'clock.
no,
I'm
whatever.
like, I'll
But
try
she'll
to
find a time. She's
Find
disciplined
time,
and
yeah.
she knows how to compartmentalize. Because when I say compartmentalize, meaning she also compartmentalizes both her emotions and her actions. You get what I'm saying? So if, let's say, there's an emotion related to partying, that ends there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Then
she's
the
back
feeling
to her.
partying is
It's
not
done.
extended to the gym. It's done. Then she's a mom at home.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's what about you?
Yeah,
What is
same,
the one
same.
myth
I
about?
also feel that. So when I am like partying, I am partying. When I
Yeah.
get back home, that's like my motherhood has
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
come
like we
into
are
me.
superheroes, put on the cape.
Yeah, and then in the morning you're back to your routine. So I think it just comes,
I'm
when
telling you,
you're
we
a
have
mother.
split personalities when
yes,
we become
yeah,
mothers.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
All those who are the mothers, parents, they would understand. But all those who do not have kids, they think motherhood is effortless and some magical
Who
thing.
thinks?
I'm telling you, I have friends
Why do you
who
think I
still
did
don't
not take the effort?
but if you ask me,
I'm like, effort.
I love my daughter. If I could go back in time, I won't have children.
I'm telling
What?
you. No, but you
Annie
know.
knows this. Yes.
No way.
I love my daughter. I love every part of motherhood now. But if I could go back in time, I won't have children.
Okay, so I used to say that.
Oh, wow.
But after having kids,
Confession.
I wouldn't say that. I'm like, I can have more if I want to. Is someone rolling their eyes behind me? Like, look at the shocked expression.
Having said that, I love kids. Like, I am very good with kids. I love kids. Like, I love it. But I feel one life, just live it up.
But guys, please don't have any more kids.
I'm done.
And Ira is amazing.
I'm
not
done.
going to tell. No, because that's what you said.
I'm done.
Okay,
After
never
seeing
mind.
my 6 packs, I'm not
Correct,
losing it again
correct.
for a 1 pack.
Okay, but let's just wrap it up. Palak, thank you so much. I have one last question for you. If you could tell your younger self one brutally honest truth about being a woman that you are today, what would that be?
Don't be a people pleaser. You know how I was, Didi. I used to wanted to please everybody. I was like a nice girl. Yes to everything. And you do not have to, you don't owe an explanation to anybody. You did it. Deal with it.
Beautiful. Love it.
What about you?
What, you go first.
No, you go first.
For me, it's very simple. Take all the risks that you want to, because I will be there for you. I will be there for you.
Wait, this is you telling yourself?
Yes.
Wow.
Amazing.
What about you?
For me, to every life solution, there's always alcohol.
That's a good way to end it.
From Spain especially. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you, Delicate
Thank you.
Minds. Thank you, ladies, and the fine, fabulous gentlemen that have chosen to listen to this episode or watch this fabulous little episode of BFFs Wine and Tell. And thank you to Palak, who chose to spend some bits of her, I was about to say hangover, now hangover, layover in Singapore.
Thank you.
With us to record this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it just as much as we did. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and you can catch this wherever you catch your podcast. And mainly, you can watch it also on YouTube. And if you like catching your podcasts on Spotify, you'll find us there. Please do follow us on our social, which is at BFFswinentell. And while you're at it, never let your wine glasses be empty. So cheers to that.
And thank you for watching us on Amazon.
I did not ask Amazon to sponsor that.
They should.
See you. Thank you. Bye.